Yo, what's going on, people? This is Hellbent, and today I'm going to release a new update to the Bitmap maker. I'll go over some of the features. You can get a copy of the new update by looking at it in the description. I'll be posting a link to the hub video. It's like a 13-second video, and all it says is look in the description. So that's where I post all the updates, so that way even if you're watching this video 6 months from now, by going there you'll be able to get the newest updates. Every single time I post a new update, I'll always be posting it to there rather than in the specific video. That way you know that you're getting the most up-to-date one. Okay, so the updates are, I fixed a major memory leak. I noticed that on really big bitmaps that I would design, if I was running it for like an hour or so, working on it for an hour, moving things around, adding new elements, etc., that sooner or later it would crash on me. So at a hunch, I went and ran my task manager while I was running the program, and I noticed that the memory use of the script was going up and up and up and up and up and up. So I had to look through my code. I added a couple of things in, and that got rid of the memory leak. So the memory leak is gone. Things are all good now. I added in some refactored code submitted by forum user Speedmaster. Kudos to him, credits to him. He also submitted some hotkeys, so I've added in the hotkeys, which I'll point out in a minute. I haven't documented them well, so you'll have to actually go into the script and figure them out on your own. I added in a progress bar, so now when you're saving, you can actually see how approximately you can get a sense of how long it's going to be before it's finished saving, because on really big bitmaps it can take a while, so at least now you have something to see to let you know. I've removed the always on top option, but if you're like me, I actually prefer that option. So when you get the code, if you go down to approximately somewhere around line 959, you'll see this class main window. If you go into there a couple of lines down, what I currently have it is just that. That's all I did. So if you're like me, if you like it to still be always on top, you can just uncomment the always on top, and it's back to being always on top. Where's my thing? Hotkeys. I added a credits. I assume maybe, there might be other people that are submitting stuff to it, helping with the project, move it along. So I've added a little temporary, just a drop-down list that I can put people's names in until I get a more finalized GUI designed, and then I can come up with something more long-term. But I just added a little drop-down list that I can put people's names in that help along with the project. And then just some other small changes. So let's go into the hotkeys. So there's a bunch of new hotkeys. Let me collapse that. You can find them. I just added them in today. I haven't had much of a chance to play around with them, so I don't have them memorized or anything like that. But they're right here, located approximately line 2250. So starting somewhere around line 2250, there's a bunch of new hotkeys. So the up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow, shift plus up, shift plus down, shift plus left, shift plus right, control plus up, control plus down, control left, control plus shift plus up, etc., etc. Windows plus up, down, etc. And this one I really like, clone element, control D. Okay, so let's run this and let's have a look at the minor changes. So I pretty much just the only reason I did an update today was because of that memory leak. I wanted to make sure I get that updated, and then I just added in those things that people had submitted, the code update, the hotkeys. I added in the save. So this is all the progress bar. It's just a little progress bar that I just like, you know what? Yeah, that's a good enough spot. Yeah, that should be a good enough width. Whatever. Like, I didn't put any thought into it to design it, make it look nice or whatever. I just typed in add progress bar, put it there, right, and then I just put the code in to make it fill up as the thing saves. So there was no thought into design. Likewise with the tab 6, the credits, I just put in a drop down list with credits for whoever submits some stuff, helps out with the project. So let me load up a bitmap and I'll show you what the progress bar looks like. I mean, you know what a progress bar looks like, but I'll load up something anyways. So I'll load up this little bitmap. Alright, and then if I want to save this, as it starts saving it, it'll fill up. When it's finished, I'll get a sound beep and a tray tip will pop up right here that says done. So now this will let me know how much more longer I have to wait before it's finished saving. While it's saving, don't do anything. Don't do anything. Bigger bitmaps take longer to save, so this has like, I don't know how many elements, like a fair amount of things in it. So it takes a little while. Alright, so there's the tray tip, I heard the beep, and it's filled up completely. Okay. A smaller bitmap would take a lot less time, so here's just, this one's got 3 elements. If I want to save this, it would take no time at all. And it's done. Alright, that is it. The hotkeys, you have to explore yourself. I can't really say much about them because I haven't played around with them much, but you just use the arrow keys plus shift or control or shift and control or windows and whatever. But like I said, the one that I really like is this clone element. So if I want to do a circle, and if I want to add a couple circles, I can do Control D, and now I can just move the next one over, Control D, move the next one over, Control D, move the next one over. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy. I will see you guys on the next one. I might do a video or a couple of videos showing people how to use this. I might put it higher on the things of my priority list of things to do. If people, like comment down below, hey, can you do a couple of videos on how to use this, how to use the bitmap that you export, and etc., etc. But if you're familiar with Gdip, once you clipboard the bitmap and paste it into a script, you should be able to intuit what you're actually supposed to do with it. But anyways, that's it. I'm out. Peace.